Hello there, and welcome back to episode 14 of Steel Forest. So, after we have had the shocking revelations that the elves are nowadays even hiring humans to get their dirty work done, well, this whole thing is escalating to entirely new levels. Well, we are going to go today for more raiding, more build-up of that city, and, well, let's see what will happen in between. What I want to do for this one, I want to make sure that this building here looks a little bit different than the others. Although I gotta say, this whole platform thing here is kind of weirding me out the way that I'm pulling it off. I mean, I could build walls here, and that would work, stability-wise. Well, whatever. We're going to make it. It is just a little bit weird, alright? That's all. Oh, wait a sec. I'm not trying to place down floor here anymore. Ugh. Well, there's a lot of raiding that we need to get done here, these episodes. We're making fine progress against the elves. A couple of settlements have been destroyed already, but what's really weirding me out was that the next civilization just seemed to start resettling there, so, well. We're going to continue our bombardment while the raw swords are training up to live up to their name. And, yeah, let's see what kind of artifact there will be made. And, yeah, I still have not more to say for the time being. It seems as if we have a long way ahead of us if we really want to get rid of the goblins and the elves alike. That's one thing, that's for sure. I just realized I have an idea how we're going to pull this off. So we're going to make sort of a balcony here. There we go. And that'll allow me to drop some floor on spots where it belongs, and yeah. So far, so good. Let's put down the box and the levers so we can get this library finally started. I feel like my fortresses are never complete without without a library. A couple of books, you know. All right. So there we go. And the girders of naming are back already, so that went fast. And a high wood amulet has been made now. Now you guys got me interested. Alright, so let's see. I don't want to put doctors again into the job of scholars. Let's take a jeweler. Well, don't want to take my soldiers in business, so I can clearly see that these are currently training. Metal crafter. Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. And yeah, alright, one doctor. Fine. So, let's see. Oh yeah, I remember that it... Yeah, right. So, Eurist Ledumril, at least that one was correct when he was sorted out, but the others are not correct. So, it is one weirdness of Dwarf Fortress that you need for each scholar a lever that they are attached to. I have literally no clue why this works so well. I only know that this is the way it works. So, which one of you both Thikuts was it, huh? The Dr. Thikut, alright. So, there we go. I don't trust these depictions, these icons anymore, so in case you were wondering. And Rakust, the doctor. Oh gosh, it begins again. They tricked me. They're all doctors again. So, yeah, whatever. So, Okay, but at least that part is so far settled down. And let's check back with that amulet. What do we have here? Studded with iron, decorated with cave spider silk, goat bone, and encircled with bands of cave spider silk and iron. Lots of cave spider silk. We need to buy that next autumn. Menaces with spikes of high wood and iron, and an image of dwarfs in iron. They are laboring because they're founding steel forest. Ah, very, very classic depiction, isn't it? So, spirit waxes is no more. Wonderful. Let's move over to crown jump. And one thing that I'm very, very much looking forward to is when this whole story is over, to look into the kill registers of my invasion forces. That's going to be a very, very interesting read. Because I really have, in all honesty, no clue how vicious or not vicious these invasion fights actually are. So, we're going to set up some walls here. And, well, let's make that like this. Like that. Let's cancel the construction there so no goofballing might happen. And we're going to see. So, yeah. How's the housing situation? There's still a couple of free bedrooms, but only a couple. Considering that we're 130 people right now, well, time to plot down some fresh basalt walls and get the whole business down yet again. I mean, at least I think we have a fair chance of getting the majority of the jurists here settled down in those rooms and those buildings here. I think we don't need to add in much extra living areas there. So that is sort of a relief to me insofar, as I was already afraid that we might dig out more of these city caverns. As far as it goes as an experiment of city building, I gotta say it's a very satisfying experience. Ah, look at them go. Wonderful. So yeah, the library is still not really fleshed out. Wait a sec, I told you guys to raise ground jump, and so I don't know what to say about that. All right, so it's now ours. I can only assume that the neighboring Friends of Wars have had their hand in this. I have no clue. Off to Lila Cold and raise it down. Very, very satisfying. Very, very satisfying. A group of citizens is stranded yet again because you are goofballing. That's why. Alright. I sincerely hate it when they do that. Well, we're going to rescue the goofballs like that. So there's going to be just a couple of ramps like that. That'll fix the problem for good, and I don't need to make it more complicated than it already is. Well. Dwarf Fortress, Goofball Edition. I really wish they would kind of stop that. Oh. Yeah, that won't work like that. So whatever I was thinking I was doing, it's not working like this. Alright. So ramps go down on this level, then they go like that. Alright, now it should work. Make that please top priorities because people are probably hungry and thirsty and whatnot. Alright. So, people are praying in the new temple. That's good. And just in case, to make sure that we are ahead of things, I am going to make this like that. I somehow think that we are going to need a couple of new rooms somewhere else after this building to reach the full capacity of 200 people. But I think it will not be a substantially large amount of buildings. That was the wrong color used. Ugh, well, it's on me if I forget configuring it correctly, but yeah. Alright, so this way at least it looks a little bit more interesting and not so sameish. So let's set up some gem windows here and right next to that. Rock crystal. Yeah, that sounds pleasant. There we go. The girders have returned, and lilac gold is basically no more. So I think there is not that much more time necessary for me to string the girders of naming and the roll swords together. Namely, like, the girders go first, and the roll swords clean up the mess. Yeah. At least that's my fantasy. We'll see how well that'll work. Well, some engravings on the doorsteps. I somehow like these very, very much. Let's make it like this, maybe. Looks nice, doesn't it? And add in more engravings to the entire building space. This time I am training my engraver well. This time I am. I've had previously a couple of forts where I felt like I was really not giving my engravers enough work. But yeah. There we go. Oh, he has forgotten his demand. Oh boy. Probably wasn't that important then, huh? Well, little do I know. Good. I'm very, very happy to see which kind of progress the city has made so far. There is still the case of the missing fortress, but one thing at a time. I want to finish the subterranean city before I start building the fort. But yeah, we are not really that far away from a finished city down here. Gotta say, I'd say we're just going to make a silly old boring copy of the previous level. I make it sound worse than it is. I really like that design, especially since it makes some more luxurious rooms. Yeah, like to do that another time. All right, so I'm confused. But I did kill a goblin civ once, or tried to, and the rebuilding sites is not really a weird coincidence. It just happens. It's basically like a game of whack-a-mole at this point. Sometimes new elves try to settle down. We just have to hit harder and keep hitting. Then it'll go away eventually. I wonder if elves have a sort of a power settlement as the goblins have, because there's goblin fortresses, and as puny as goblin pits might be when it comes down to opposition, goblin fortresses, well, if there's the wrong type of demon inside there, you're cooked. Because as it stands, the invasions are weird. And when invading, there's always a one-on-one duel kind of situation, standoff, fight. And that means, yeah, 1v1 with a demon. That is not necessarily where a dwarf wins. And therefore, yeah, I've had the demons dueling my dudes to death constantly. And new people are arriving. Wonderful. So at this point, I have an army of miners. Shoosh. Wow, that's a lot of miners, man. But, well, they come together from many, many previous fortresses. That's just what it is. And I must here mention, yet again, new people arrive and I'm penning down the animals right away. Yeah, well, took me long enough to grow this habit, I guess. Alrighty. So, let's build some more here. And I think we're really not that far away anymore until I say we're done down here. And let's get started up there. And we are going to start building the fortifications upstairs. Chop lots of trees. And make them very, very angry trees. Animals, whatever. This'll be a nightmare. This'll be, as far as nightmares go, quite nightmarish. Alright, so, bam, spirit waxes and ground jump, yeah. We do need more fighters, that's for real. They're just rebuilding these things faster than I am disintegrating them. So, well, they're trying to out-sustain my assault. That's what they do. So, well, no written content yet. But we also happen to have no sort of paper yet. So, yeah. I mean, at the very least, we do have pigtails on the field, so that is at least not the reason why it is not happening. Like the other day. So, pigtails are still part of the processing industry here. I don't like that. So, let's see. I did order that, right? Mash plant to slurry, plus press plant slurry into paper sheet. So, yeah, that should actually work. Ah, yeah. It is already, I am just impatient as usual. Oh, gosh. Hi, Ermok. What are you doing, you goofballs? You had a job. Ugh. The good thing is, in this scenario, if I'm just deconstructing here, there's wall below. So, it is, there remains a floor to work with. Shoosh. It is really something to see these things. I really hope there will be a version one day that does not have these issues anymore. Oh yeah, it is just quite a lengthy job. So let's see how's the skill level of Squad 2. So combat, skilled, competent. Legendary. Ah, well, you know what? The raw swords are more than ready to go into combat. Let's go for that. We need more fighting force than that. I also noticed that I do need some extra barracks area here, huh? Okay. So it's time for yet another surface near squad, I think. Alrighty. So we're going to build some stairs at diorite right here. Because I want to floor eventually this whole joint here. The corpse stockpile goes here. And it moves away from there. Probably make it larger than that. There we go. Now let's do the same thing with the refuse stockpile. Swarm of dwarves rush out to do the job because I want to really pave this entire place. So let's do this. I really don't know if I have enough diorite for all the stuff that I'm starting out here. That is an interesting question, isn't it? So there we go. Let's get rid of those obnoxious trees and see what our fighters brought home. Because both of them went back. So Spirit Waxes is no more. Crown Jump is only a little bit left. Alright. So Lila Cold. Oh, just like that. So yeah, we are now on constant military action because we just need to. It is time. With 2 squads, the amount of micromanagement goes up, but at the same time, the amount of coverage on the map does so too. Another forgotten beast is downstairs, roaming around, not bothering us. As far as things go, the caverns don't exist. This is a different forest. Cup of tea. There we go. Ah, look at them. This is how it should look like. Nice. Alright. So, yeah, I want one of these on the other building, too. It'll be obnoxious, I guess. So probably I should just, no. Maybe that. Maybe if we leave a corridor in between, well, they'll find ways to mess it up still, I bet. But we'll see how they'll mess it up this time. I think it has a lot to do with what happens when the material is not done yet and the job is already assigned. I think this is messing up the system the most. Alright, so how's my diorite count? Because I am really building like a madman with it. Is this my diorite stockpile? Ah! Yeah. It's not good. So, let's see. There's some diorite, eh? So, we can easily quarry out some more here. And so we do. Alright. Forgotten Beast is clearing out town down there. And we're starting to clean house here ourselves. Okay, Crown Jump is cleared. Lila Cold is still alive. Sheesh. I do remember that once you've done this a while, the amount of opposition is shrinking. There's less and less rebuilding efforts. I think the game actually does count how many people are still there of a culture and whatnot. Or so I assume. I don't know, in all honesty. Alright. So far, the first block of the assignment has been done without any bigger hiccups. Nice. So let's get through this job here as well while we're at it. The most fun part next is going to be that I want to select wood as my building material for my fortress, if you remember. That means we are going to have to cut certain types of wood which will which will be pretty interesting because I honestly never studied different types of wood ever since I did that tutorial about wood types ages ago. So basically I did work about wood types when the Steam version got released. That's the last time I was working around what wood types are there. So, returners. And yeah, we're clearing out the bloblets around us. Okay. Let's see, the raw swords get now their first full front attack on a fresh fort of the elves. It really does make a big difference to have two squadrons roaming about. So, with the next wave of migrants, I'm going to assign squadron number 4. Alrighty. City is making really nice progress. It's all going super fast and all. I assume that the next spring we're going to see the assignment to a baron and the like. Pretty sure about that. So. Mash plant into slurry. Mounting glob is less than 10. That is weird. So. Well, we do have the material, but why is the job not going off? I mean, the request is do this if the amount of glob available is less than 10. How much glob do we have available? None. That is kind of weirding me out. The only thing that I could think of is that it's assigned to the wrong workshop? Nah, that's also weird. Ugh, well. And, Spirit Waxes is just unkillable as it seems. Alright. Fighting off these elves is worse than pulling out weeds as it stands. Well, good thing that we're working already on Squad 4, because obviously we do need it. I didn't expect them to be that prolific, but yeah. Turns out elves are harder to root out than goblins. Would have thought. Alrighty, my friends. I think we're going to call it a day for today. So, what's left to say? Well, we got, I think, 27 bedrooms in a couple of episodes. That's pretty nifty. And we pretty much finished the city except for the temple area down there. A couple of buildings still need a rooftop, but as it stands, the city itself is pretty finished. I'm very happy with that, so we can now set up the fluff fortification design and meanwhile wreak havoc upon the enemy. I mean, you guys don't forget that ultimately Steel Forest's goal is also to take down the gobs, right? It's not only about the elves, it's also about the gobs. That all being said, thanks for watching, you all. I really enjoy, and I hope so do you. Feel free to leave a comment, a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and check out the description box. There is plenty of stuff happening down there, and you can check out all the different playlists that I did. And this is really a lot of stuff that we're going to have to kill here. And yeah, thanks for being around. Feel free to support. If you feel like my job and my work is worth a few dimes to you, it'd be my honor. And last but not least, thanks to everybody who does support Icon Gaming, and thanks to everybody watching these videos. It really means a terrible lot to me, and I can't wait to get into the next episode when we are going to obviously need even more fighters to get this elvish plague under control, and now we even get attacked by gobs. More of that in the next episode. See you there, and have a good one. Bye-bye.